Hi, I'm Patrice Kamins, astrologer here at Rose Space Center in the Planetarium in New York City. And we're always dealing with the nodes of karma and dharma. There are places in the chart that have to do with where we want to allow new changes to happen and where we want to release. And in the current time frame, from November of 2015 until May of 2017, the nodes are in Virgo Pisces. Virgo North node, where we're here to grow, and Pisces South node, where we're here to release. Now, Virgo Pisces have a lot to do with control and release, with the victimizer, perpetrator, and even though it seems like there's one side or the other, where usually there's an interchange of those two things. It's a lot about also dealing with fantasy versus reality. What is actually reality for us, and that's been open to interpretation, and it's a lot about finding what is our true direction. With Pisces, we oftentimes have a lot of emotional damage, and everyone is carrying that, and two planets that are assisting the South Node in terms of releasing emotional pain are Neptune and Chiron in Pisces that are traveling with the South Node all of this year. But in general, it's about letting go of old material, old stories, and starting to create the foundations for a new life. So depending on where it's transiting in your sign, we want to see you releasing something in one area and attracting something in the other. So based on your sun sign, this is where some of the energy is happening. With Aries, it's about releasing, it's 12th house, and it's probably about releasing any fantasies of the world, and in fact, being concretized and fierce and creating the proper structures for your life. In Taurus, it's a lot about letting go of old goals, and certainly goals that maybe weren't even realistic, and now getting in touch with your creativity and allowing things to flow, but in a practiced and practical measure. Gemini, releasing old career goals. Maybe it doesn't work anymore, particularly the idea that perhaps I wasn't good enough or I'm not ready. A lot of that would have come from the father. At this point, creating your own foundations and setting up a life where you are again the grown-up. Gemini and Cancer are two signs that get trapped in their childhood and think that they're not mature even though they could be 58 years old. So for Cancer, growing up in that regard. For Gemini, growing up. And Cancer also is a lot about, in this context, we want to release old traditional religious notions and learn to think our own thoughts. So getting very clear with how we communicate, what information we take in, and letting go of the fantasy of a good God, a bad God, and some kind of, again, we always go back to, with Cancer, paternal and fraternal issues. Leo, we want to release the idea that you feel you need to be dependent on others or that you can't count on others. Instead, the antidote to that is not that you need to be alone, but that you need to know how to provide the security for yourself. So the Virgo North Node right now is in the second house of money, and it's about establishing your skill set and being very diligent and determined to make that happen. Virgo, it's about changing your relationship. So first of all, stop being the savior to someone else. Instead, put the energy into yourself. Libra, a lot about thinking you're a victim and things just happen to you. Instead, understand that there is a plan, that God has your back, and going into the elements of faith, but also practical faith in the sense of using technology to bring that forth. Scorpio, very much about always control and release. The idea that you can possess someone really isn't relevant, and focusing on romance or control and relationships is the old way of doing things. Right now, we're looking at you creating goals and friendships. So friendships become more important than lovers. Sagittarius, you never had a strong foundation anyway. With the basic solar chart for Sagittarius, Pisces is the base, which means you never really had the kind of structure that you need into your life. We're going to let that go and not worry that we're getting it from a parent, but doing it ourselves. We are the grown-ups after all. Capricorn, letting go of ideas that we developed about ourselves when we were younger. It's all about coming in contact with a practical faith in life and realizing that God does have your back. Aquarius, letting go of the fact that you don't think you know how to make money, instead learning how to attract other people that support your talents, and a lot of it is about your creative input. input, and that you're, again, meant to make money that way. Lastly, for Pisces, letting go of the image of thinking yourself a loser and realizing that there are people who actually really want to get behind you and that you have grown and developed. So it's really providing a structured container for all that cosmic information you're getting. So at this point in time, we want to let go, as I mentioned, of the illusions and allow ourselves to craft a reality that can be both fantastical and beautiful, but that is grounded in Earth. So best wishes. I'm an astrologer, Patrice.